An Akron father hopes a judgment in Summit County Court sends a message to would-be drug traffickers worldwide. A judge ruled in favor of the family, ordering a Chinese drug cartel to pay $18 million in damages for the 2015 overdose death of their son. News 5's Catherine Ross explains why the judge says the group bears responsibility and why the family says it's about more than the money.
Over the past 8 years, Jim Rao has often thought about what could have been.
He was a big dreamer and a hard worker and a really great person.
His son Tom was prescribed opioids after a rollerblading accident. Addiction eventually dominated and then took his life.
He was given a lethal dose of acetylfentanyl in 2015 when nobody even knew this stuff was around.
A month before Tom died, prosecutors say the man convicted of selling him the drug as heroin was contacting a Chinese group for the supply. In 2018, a federal indictment charged several members of the Shanghai-based Zhang family with manufacturing and distributing the acetylfentanyl that led to at least 2 deaths, including Tom's. There's been little cooperation from overseas, so Rao also filed a civil lawsuit in Summit County Court.
It's a major step in shining a light on the problem, and it's another major step to throw another monkey wrench into their works.
8 years after Tom's death, the Summit County judge ruled the drug trafficking organization owes the Raos $18 million in damages. Jim Rao doesn't know if, when, or how much of the $18 million judgment his family could see, but he tells me that it's a symbolic ruling for himself and for numerous other families here in Northeast Ohio and around the country.
It's symbolic that we're not going to tolerate this. We're going to use everything under the sun in order to stop it.
Rao's attorneys are seeking to collect the judgment from assets targeted by the Treasury Department. Case Western law professor Andrew Paulus says though it will be tough to collect damages, the case could help deter would-be drug traffickers in the U.S.
Not only does it draw attention to the issue more globally, but it also does serve as some disincentive to a particularly domestic potential.
Rao is set on classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction to free up more resources to stop its flow in the U.S. He hopes it's another tool to hold groups accountable for a drug that the CDC says killed around 107,000 people in 2022.
There is hope. We don't have to live with this. This doesn't need to be the current and future state of America.
In Cleveland, Catherine Ross, News 5.
Earlier this summer, the U.S. Justice Department charged 4 China-based chemical manufacturing companies and 8 executives, accusing them of producing, marketing, selling, and supplying chemicals used to make fentanyl in the U.S. 2 of the workers were arrested. Officials say the DEA seized enough chemicals during this investigation to kill 25 million Americans.